You know, I talked with Coach Caldwell afterwards. He was really pleased. Me and Ryan had to stay after and show him a couple more knockdowns that we had because he tried to cut us short a little bit. But no, I graded out pretty well for, you know, my first time back, and there were a few things, you know, towards the end I started getting a little straight-legged, but other than that, you know, I felt like I executed very well. I targeted very well. So, and I mean, we all did, our whole offensive line. I mean, even the young guys. I think one of the worst grades we had was in the 80s. I mean, you know, and that's not something that you see with a bunch of freshmen in there, you know. And so, you know, everyone was really impressive.
Obviously, it's a lot more noisy when the defense is in there, but was that an adjustment at all for you getting used to the noise?
No, not at all. You know, I mean, this being my junior year, I mean, we've played, you know, Florida State and South Carolina and all those great teams here. So that, but I mean, really, I tell you that have that many people there, you know, against Wofford, you know, for the first game, that was, you know, that's just a testament to our fans and how much, you know, people want to see us. You know, they don't care who we're playing, and so that's, as a team, we really appreciate just that, you know, people want to see us, and that, you know, and that just makes us, you know, also play just that little bit harder, you know. And it's like Coach Sweeney even said before the game, you know, it's, you know, give them a show, you know, and but we really appreciated that too. We appreciated having the kind of problem of noise, you know.
Jay, with Ryan banged up a little bit now, how does that change how you prepare this week?
Not at all. You know, every week I prepare, you know, like I'm going to be the starter, you know, because normally I get pretty significant snaps, and it's not going to change my preparation at all. You know, every week I'm in there in the film room, doing everything I can, so it won't change anything.
Will you work after practice a little bit on snaps or anything, just a little bit extra?
We actually normally do that after practice with Coach Austin. I will work on any kind of steps, anything that day in practice, you know, I know, or at least for me, that I felt like I needed to work on a little bit more. I'll get, you know, I mean, and it doesn't have to be a whole lot, you know, it's not like we're out there getting 100 snaps afterwards, but, you know, just 5-10 perfect snaps at the end, you know, whenever you're done, you know, and but yeah, that's kind of a normal thing.
There's to App State, watching them on film last night. Odd front, 3-man. They've got 2 zero techniques that are, one's a run and stuff and one's a pass guy.
Yeah.
How does that change? Because you just don't see that a lot.
I mean, you know, they kind of do a lot like Wofford does, so I don't really think, you know, a lot's going to change. But, you know, that's kind of more for coaches to tell you. But I mean, you know, you come out every week and you play against what you see. You know, I watched a little bit, and I mean, they're both really good. You know, they've got a whole bunch of starters back on their whole defensive line, whole defensive side of the ball. So, but I mean, you know, you really just it's not going to be a whole lot of different kind of preparation. You know, I would have to say, but you know, these guys they're really talented. They move really well. I know they're big run stuffer guy. He's 300 plus and moves really, really well. So I mean, it'll be a good task for us. So I'm excited.
Those scores you mentioned, the line scores, seem to be reflective of just the offense as a whole, particularly in the first half. For a first game, that seemed especially crisp. Did you get that same sense of the coaches did?
Yeah, we you know, normally first game there's a little more tuning, I guess you could say, going on the sidelines, and there's some mistakes that happen. But today, I mean, not today, but on Saturday it was really crisp, like you said, and it was I was really pleased with, you know, how everyone communicated as well. Like if there was a mistake on the sidelines, especially on the offensive line, you know, we had 5 guys that were saying, oh, well, this and this happened, and people taking accountability and saying, okay, well, you know, it was me. Either, you know, I just messed up, you know, it was my mental mistake, but no, you're right. It was really crisp, and I mean, that's, you know, that's a reflection of how the coaches have prepared us through the whole summer. Those guys have done an amazing job, just preparing us mentally, physically, and that's really a reflection of them as well.
So going forward, that should give you, is is that a high bar so early, or is it just just a high foundation?
It's just a high foundation. You know, we're wanting to build every week, so that's just something to build on, and you know, hopefully it's gonna let us build pretty high this year.
Having Mitch Hyatt there, a true freshman at left tackle, how do you think that he did in his first game?
He did awesome. Graded out in the 90s. I mean, he's a special kid. He is a guy who he's focused in. He's mean. He's nasty. I mean, he wants to put people on the ground, and that's what you want in an offensive lineman. And he's really into the game mentally. I mean, far beyond where he should be. You know, as a true freshman. But he's a guy that everyone really trusts. You know, sometimes there may be a guy that goes in there and you're kind of like, we might need to give him a little bit more help or anything like that. But with Mitch, he's just so in tune and so, just beyond his years that it's amazing.